If you are struggling to win with logbait, this video is for you. So first you gotta identify the matchup first. It is very important step. So he's playing Skelly King and he has Ice Spirit. So it could be Minor Poison or it could be Mortar Deck too. So it's going to be hyperbait, and hyperbait it's an mid matchup. If you defend perfectly, it becomes easy. So now, what would be that two common mistakes logbait players will make in this kind of matchup? It does not matter if it's Skellicking Hyperbait, it does not matter if it's Hypnose deck, it does not matter what spam deck it is. You gotta protect your princess. You gotta play your princess game well. If you don't play your princess game well, you are going to lose. And second common mistake would be not utilizing your Evo Tesla. If you not utilize your Evo Tesla well, you are going to lose this. Now how I'm going to win this matchup, you have to understand when to eat damage and when to not. Like I ate one suspicious bush hit, which was totally fine. You have to understand get when to take 1 2 hits like I did here too, and when to not, because it's you can't defend everything perfectly with hyper bait. If you try to, you are going to lose the game. And I will go aggressive with my Evo barrel cause that Vines was aggressive and I might get a little bit of damage. Yeah, I got a lot of damage there. And now exactly how I'm going to win, I'm going to get a lot of princess value and I'm going to get a lot of Tesla value. If you really want to win this matchup, you have to play a princess game well and you have to get your Evo Teslas to work. If you play your Evo Teslas very well and you remember, you have to learn also one thing, that when to log and when to not. Like he's going to pop the ability now, so I'll just goblin gang. Instead of panicking, don't panic here, just copy my players, you will win easily. Now this is an interesting spot. I'm in the damage lead, so there should be no way. And how do you lose this matchup? Basically, if you are not in the damage lead, if you are not playing your princess game well, like I know that dart goblin will connect to my tower, but I will take 2 3 hits because I know if I try to defend perfectly, the thing with the hyper bait is if you try to defend perfectly, you're eventually going to be down damage, and then I will just ice spirit now, and you can clearly see that Evo Tesla killed that entire Evo Skarmy. It killed the bush, it killed the skeleton barrel too. If I didn't had my Evo Tesla there, I would have literally lost the game. That's what I told you earlier. You have to get your Evo Teslas to work for these kind of moments. If you don't, you are going to lose. Now I will cycle my princess as he played Vine just now, and I will cycle a Tesla cause I can't let that skelly barrel damage cause it's too much, and then I will let log cause that knight will die. Now how can I lose this matchup from here, or what could be the logbait players? How can logbait players choke from this point? I know you are in a good damage lead, but you have to keep playing well. If you the thing with the hyper bait is this kind of deck is if you mess up even one defense, you are going to lose. So I'll just log. I didn't log the skeleton king cause I was knowing that he won't pop the ability, and I went aggressive, and how I won. That's what I told you. It's very easy to win against hyperbait if you play well. So now I'll play a princess to identify the matchup first, and I will get like 1 or 2 shots too. Okay, he played ice spirit. Maybe I won't get any damage, but I still get 1 hit, which is pretty good. Now I have to identify the matchup first. Cannon ice spirit could be anything, so don't go aggressive yet. And yes, Kelly. So it might be 2.6 or it might be Queen Hoggies. Queen Hoggies, I would say mid matchup again. It's not in your favor that much, but with Tesla, you could win easily if you play your Tesla well. Now you have to sometimes rocket the piggies and sometimes don't. I will exactly teach you. And the reason I knighted high, cause if I would have knighted low, he would have popped the queen ability, killed my entire knight, maybe predict a goblin gang with earthquake too, and he will get a lot of damage. So you can just copy that play, just knight high. If your opponent have queen, if he doesn't have a queen, or if he does have a queen with the MK deck, and this princess ice spirit placement would keep the princess on the tower instead of going towards the cannon, which is totally helpful in some points, in some positions. Now I'll play a Tesla. The reason I didn't play the rocket, cause you can see, I played a Tesla and then I played a Goblin Gang. Why? Cause that Goblin Gang would also prevent that Royal delivery to get two hits. And in this kind of matchup, you don't have to let them get any chip damage, cause this matchup usually gets close if they play perfect, but you don't have to. It's not like hyperbait. You have to defend perfectly in this matchup. And for example, what would be the common mistakes, like the queen, like the knight placement I showed you for queens? If you don't have, if they are playing like MK queen or something, like something deck like that, you don't want to play that. You will lose eventually, because you need your knight for the tanks. That's beside the point. If this is the matchup, you can do that play every time and you will get a good trade. And I predicted his raw logs, which was good. Now, since he went pretty aggressive with that earthquake, I am also going. Even though I know that he has Evo cannon cycle, I'll still go aggressive with my Evo barrel, and I got a lot of damage. Now this is perfect. I'm in the damage lead. He has piggies in cycle, and in one card, okay, he was back to it. Was my bad. And the good thing was he doesn't have Evo piggies, so my Tesla was alive, and I got a good trade out of those piggies. So I just rocketed the tower. If you get a good trade off of piggies, like exactly. Now, what could be the key plays in this matchup, and what could be the mistakes? Mistakes would be rock or being over aggressive too much. You can't defend one piggies and just rocket. You have to understand when to rocket and when to not, because if you rocket on the wrong time, you will lose eventually. Like 10 seconds before, I my Tesla was alive and he played his entire set of piggies into my Tesla. So, and my goblin encountered it, so I rocketed the tower and got a good trade. And since he logged, I knew that he has to either cannon or my princess, cannon to my princess, and then delivery onto the barrel, but he couldn't get the delivery, so I won the match easily. So yeah, queen piggies, easy matchup if you play perfectly. Now you have to identify the matchup first, but he said good luck and went recruits at the back first play. If you don't have either a goblin barrel, or if you don't have princess to play at the bridge or to play at the tower, you can cycle goblin gang behind the king or in front of your king, depending on what they do. So I won't log, cause that defense is pretty clean. Even if he recruited first play, don't panic. I know recruits players are sometimes stupid, but you have to be smart with your princesses too. Cause against recruits, you have to sometimes outplay them or get a good damage lead, so you can maybe give us some room to outplay potential. Now I know the way he ignored his goblin barrel, he's going to pop that turret 110%. You can sometimes predict the reasoning of your opponent sometimes, cause realistically, he played a monk in front, ignoring my barrel. So I know he will play a panic turret to get his tower damage back, but I was ready for it. And sometimes you have to predict the recruits player too. Now, recruits a tough matchup, but it doesn't seems like he has proper recruits deck. It could be a mid ladder deck. And against mid ladder decks, it doesn't matter what mid ladder decks they are using. It looks like he doesn't have a small spell. Maybe he could have a lightning or he could have a rocket, since he had a MK and he has recruits too. Against this type of mid ladder decks, the biggest tip would be cycle stack your princesses, cause you can stack like two or three princesses. What it will do, if you keep stacking princesses, they have to play their expensive unit, like he has monk for, or he has to play a mega knight, which is an very expensive unit for the princess. And if you're two or three princesses on the board, they have to keep defending and they won't go in, cause if you let them create a big push, you are going to lose, cause you can't defend all this shit. So now, how do you win this matchup? You have to cycle princesses a lot and you have to play perfect defense. I am going to rocket that mother witch, because I know I got a princess down and I can defend easily. So even if I take a little bit of damage, it will be fine for me. I knighted, and if he will pop the ability, I will take like a little bit of damage, and I activated king. Even if you are taking like 1k damage around in this kind of matchup, it's worth it. It's really worth it, because against mid ladder decks, you need your king tower activation. Now also, this time he played a musketeer at the bridge. It's very predictable he will play turret, so I was ready with my goblin gang too. Now, how do you lose from this point? You can't, because you already won, because he can't defend the goblin barrel because he doesn't have a small spell. So yeah, that's how you defeat mid ladder decks. It's pretty easy if you play well and you understand the cycle. And always, literally always, play your barrel at an tornado spot, because it could be the difference between losing and winning the game. So here's arrows. Arrows could be literally anything, one of the best small spells in the game. So I would cycle a Goblin Gang at the back to know what the matchup first. Oh, okay, I can't play a Knight, I can't play Ice Spirit, so we took like 1k damage because we didn't knew his deck. It's fine, it's really fine. So you don't have to panic at that position. You can just rewind the clip. If I would have just knighted, if I would have just Ice Spirited, I wouldn't had anything for that mini P.E.K.K.A. and it would have took out my tower and I would have lost the game. So instead of losing the entire game, you have to take a damage sometimes and you don't have to panic. The only way you lose this kind of matchups if you panic. So identifying the matchup first, it's kind of a mid ladder deck, which is a pretty good matchup usually. Now, what could be the two common mistakes logbait players make in general? It does not matter what type of mid ladder deck is. It does not matter what mid ladder deck you are facing. If you are facing Giant Sparky, if you are facing MK Spark, it doesn't matter. If it's a mid ladder deck, you have to identify the deck first. So like I even made a mistake. I thought that he wouldn't had walk, he didn't had walk in cycle as well carry. So I thought I will go goblin gang behind that knight, but I didn't knew he had MK. So I made bad trade and got bad trades with my elixir. So don't do that. It's sometimes if you don't know their deck, it's fine. And I messed up the knight, which was really fine. And now I'll go for a goblin barrel to get most of the damage back. So he's playing a mid ladder deck, so most probably he won't have any spells. And since he played a golden knight and then a walk, he didn't had anything for my goblin barrel, and I got all my damage back. Sometimes you mess up, it's totally fine. It's literally fine. So now, how I'm going to win this matchup? I have to use my Tesla as my second tank, cause you can't use your Tesla like a knight or maybe like a goblin gang as a situational card. You have to set up your Teslas and you have to keep playing your barrels. Since he played that golden knight, I will just take that rocket and I will play Tesla again. As I told you, you have to set up Teslas because he will most probably mega knight. So now he witches, right? This is the most important part of this matchup. You have to cycle to another Tesla, or I mean to another rocket, because he is going to ignore my goblin barrel and he's going to MK in front of this 110%. So yeah, you have to sometimes predict what opponents is going to do, and mid ladder players are very predictable. So if I wouldn't have cycled to my rocket, I would have literally lost at that point, and I can just play a goblin gang and then I can play a log. Even though I messed up a little bit, I played very well in the end, and that's how you defeat this type of mid ladder decks. Hope you liked it.